A lot of people ask me, what's the most important leg in my front split? Is it my front leg? Is it my back leg? I'm the flexibility guy, Coach Elia, and today I'm going to explain to you what's the most important leg in your front split, and I'm going to show you why is that. Let's make it clear. The flexibility guy, Coach Elia. To let you understand what's the most important leg in a front split, I do want to show you a little experiment. You can do it with me, alright? So chair by your side, like this. Now from here, straight body. Let's imagine we do want to do front split, alright? So body straight. Now, front leg wise, I have to keep my leg perpendicular to my body, alright, in a front split. So I keep my body like this, keep the bottom leg straight, lift my leg in front of me. 99% of the people can do this, all right? If you try it right now, you can do it. Now, what about the back leg, all right? So in a front split, I do want to have my body straight, my back leg in line with my hips again, all right? So as I move my leg in front, I can reach this position, which is a front split. If you kind of cut my body in half, copy my front split position and paste it on my back leg, it's gonna be a front split, right? Now, but look at what happens here. Same, body straight. I try to lift my back leg up, in line with my hips, but guess what? If I keep my body straight, I can reach this position here, no more than this. Can you see? I can't lift. But if I fold my body in front of me, so I do something like this, then I can lift it. Can you see? Now I have my foot in line with my hip, but I have to move my body in front of me, which is a huge compensation. Now, this means one thing. This is hip flexion, and humans have a lot of hip flexion by nature, because here I can keep my body in place, I can move this hip freely. But humans have less hip extension, which is this, okay? Can you see? The moment I keep my body perpendicular to the floor, I can go up to this point. The moment I can, if I want to bring my leg further, I have to move my body in front of me, okay? So, the back leg, this is the back leg in a front split, is limited. And you have to work on that leg if you want to increase your front split flexibility. Amazing, huh? So the most important leg in your front split is your back leg. This is because humans have less hip extension than hip flexion, as we have discovered in our little experiment. So you do want to focus on your hip extension, stretch your hip flexors, which are the muscles that limit hip extension. We're talking about the psoas and the quad mostly, also the adductors, the gracilis in particular. So you do want to target those muscles specifically with specific exercises, and also you want to spend time in a front split to increase your front split flexibility and technique. Now let me show you what happens in a front split, alright? A lot of people tell me that when they get into a front split, they feel the majority of the stress here under the front leg. This is okay, this is common. Let me explain to you why. Now this is hip extension, all right? The movement you perform with your back leg. The major muscles involved in this movement here that limit this movement, the muscles you're stretching here, are called the hip flexors. Now when you stretch your hip flexors, something really particular happens. As you can see, I'm arching my back, and I'm not doing that on purpose, because when you stretch these muscles here, your body, your lower back and your hips go into anterior tilt, all right? So you arch your back and you move your hips into anterior tilt, which is this position here. You stick your bum out. Now, the more you anterior tilt, the more you create a stretch here, all right? So the anterior tilt and the arching of your back by itself creates a stretch here on the muscles of your front leg, the muscles you have under here, which are called hip extensors. The hamstrings are the most famous ones there, all right? So the more you stretch here, the more you arch your back, the more you move your hips into anterior tilt, the more you stretch here. So this is why majority of people, like most people, when they get into a front split, since the limit is here, But this kind of limit is moving the hips into anterior tilt, is pulling, and now they feel the stretch here. Of course, don't get me wrong. Of course, you need flexibility also here. Of course. But it's a consequence of the movement of your back hip, all right? The deeper you go, the more you're gonna feel the stretch, all right? So the deeper you go, the deeper you get into a front split, the more this leg goes into extension, and the more it pulls the hips into anterior tilt, and the more it stretches the muscles you got here under your back leg. But that's a consequence, okay? And here is the most important part of a front split. Every time you get into a front split, you want to think about this leg. Check your technique. Keep this leg internally rotated, so rotated this way toward the floor. And when you get down, move your back hip down first and follow with your front hip, like this, okay? So this is how you want to perform a front split correctly, and the most important leg in your front split is your back leg. So guys, remember that next time you get into a front split, maybe you're not making progress, or you're wondering how can I get closer and closer to the floor in my front split. Now you may know the answer, okay? If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit that thumb up button and leave a comment down below if you have any questions for me. With that said, it's been a pleasure, have a nice stretch, and see you in the next video. Bye. Hey, if you want to improve your legs, hips, lower body flexibility in general, and you also want to master the splits, in this book you can find all the exercises you need. This is called Split Sacking, and you can find it on Amazon right now.